Knowledge is greatness.
Hey man, what's up? You already know what it is, man. It's your man Richie Evans, live and direct, and you in tune to the I Only Touch Greatness podcast. Make sure you holler at me. You know what it is, Richie.
We got a partner that's gonna come and show love to you, man. Another talented person, you know what I mean? Unconventional Kingz, man. The homeboy, High Def.
Oh, that's my man. He's definitely my man. What's up, baby?
Big bro, what's happening, bro?
Hey, King Richie.
Def, what's up, baby?
What's up with it, man? I had to. They told me I could drop in on you, man, and
Absolutely.
I had to do this because so when Richie did, I'm gonna tell a super quick story.
Yeah.
When Richie was debuting the video with Ross, he had a private function. I don't know if y'all talked about this already, but it was a mansion party, and everybody got to go in and view the video. You know what I mean? And then afterwards, he did an interview, and surprised the hell out of me because at the end of this interview, he stops everything and he's like, "Hold on, real quick," and then he pointed me out in the crowd, man. And we're such a new act to be standing in a who's who in this town and to have him recognize me like that. It was a dope moment, and he got real busy after that, so I didn't really get to thank him for that. And even since then, he's been really solid. And before that, he's just always been really supportive, man. And that's what we feel like Kingz really are. You know what I mean? Like an unconventional king does, somebody that loves to be in the company of other kings, and there's no jealousy or envy or anything that comes with that. It's about mindset and you know how dedicated you're going to be to moving. And you know, me and Richie are kind of connected by a lot of people. You know what I mean? And I don't want to get into Still Thunder because I don't know what y'all talked about already.
No, go for it.
No, go for it, man.
Man, Mercedes, for one, you know, she's been around Richie for a really long time. And, you know, she's told me a lot about Richie over the years before we ever even got into music. Right. But his manager, Inglewood Muggs,
Absolutely.
is just a guy that anytime somebody asks me to describe Muggs, because you could catch Muggs at a time where his gruffness might come out, and you might feel a certain kind of way about it, and he don't care. But what I was with Muggs, every time that I think about him, I think the word that comes to mind is honorable.
Absolutely.
He's literally one of the most honorable men. When you look at him, he doesn't have to come in and command respect, and he just walks and moves in a way that has allowed him to garner respect in an industry where, you know what I mean, it's few and far between what that circle really is like and how people move. So I was so fortunate to kind of see from the very beginning that relationship with Richie and Muggs start to happen. Yeah. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think you guys had a meeting in Tempe, you know what I mean, at a Tech Nine show there.
Yeah.
For the show, and I saw y'all walking off, and I looked at Mercedes, and she was like, "Yep," and I was like, "Okay, all right." This when you take somebody like him that has everything, and he's so polished. And then you take a guy who you will never find in a room with a sucker ever,
right.
ever, and have that legendary Rolodex and respect. You just knew if anything, Richie was going to go the direction that he wanted to go. And then you could just see it happen. You know, highly favored, you know, all the songs that are on it, the playability of it, everything is very calculated. Everything is done for a reason. No wasted motion. You know what I mean? So, so I wanted to come on and give you some flowers, man. I think Richie Evans, I heard him say in another video not too long ago when he was talking about infrastructure out here in Phoenix. And he was talking about somebody being able to go out and really create a spotlight big enough to talk about his town in a national kind of a way and fill in some of the blanks and, you know, let people really know what it is down here. And I think that's what really can make you the king of your city, man. And I know that that's not what you focused on, you know what I mean? But, you know, it might just come with it.
No, like I said, I'm just, you know, truthfully trying to do my part, you know what I'm saying, to just highlight and to do my part just to highlight, man, and get us the national exposure and, you know, respect that I think that we all want and need. You know what I mean? You know, we come from a city where, you know, niggas can get catty and, you know, shit can get kind of weird, but, you know, I don't really, you know what I'm saying, entertain that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? I got a bigger goal and I got a bigger resolution that I'm trying to touch in a short amount of time. And I think that, people are starting to at least understand and, respect that from my way,
Yes, man. And I think that a lot of times people don't understand, like when I see you moving with Ross, you know
Right.
what I mean, on a pretty regular basis. And I think people see those kind of things from the outside sometimes, and the value that they see in that relationship is some sort of clout, or the pictures that yesterday, or where they saw me, I was here. And it's really not. It's the conversations that are happening behind the scenes that say, hey, when I hit this bump, this is the way that I did it. And this is the guy. And the reason why you're in the room with them has nothing really to do with your music, as good as it is. It's your character.
Absolutely.
It's your character. You cannot be in the room. You could have the best music in the world. You're not allowed to be there if you don't have character. So seeing that happen and seeing little things get put into place and understanding that, yo, I'm here because this is where the action is. Tech always says, be available.
Yeah.
If you don't have a mic in your hand or you're not in front of a microphone, be available.
Yeah, real talk.
You know what I mean? So, and seeing that, I'll call Richie, man. Me and Richie invited me to his party, and that was one of the times that we were able to connect, because I'll hit Richie and he's on a plane going someplace else. And he'll hit me and I'm on a plane going someplace else. And eventually we'll come together, because I sent him a record. Oh, man, y'all say something to him.
y'all got a record. Yeah, that would be. Hey, we need that, because I'm seeing both of y'all on fire. You know what I'm saying? And and High Def, you already know I've been tapping in on the lives, brother, and I'm hearing all this great music. I'm like, yo, it'd be good. I mean, I'm getting good at marketing nowadays. That beat sound like a good idea. You know what I'm saying? To hear that.
Holler at me, man. I want to make sure. I'm honored to come on here, man. I want to make sure that we highlight the hell out of Richie Evans, though, man. Richie Evans, man. I'm telling you, when we very first started putting stuff out, Richie would hop into our comments. You know what I mean? When we very first started doing anything, Richie would hit me on a DM on some real shit. You know what I mean? And then out of nowhere, he had my number from Mercedes, and he's giving me advice and, that kind of stuff that you just don't have to do, man. You know what I mean? We got all kinds of demands on our time and stuff like that. And I'll go in and look, man, and I got 93 unreturned texts, and you know what I mean? And I can't even only imagine with him, the way that they're moving right now, what that's got to be him. So when he takes time and does that, you just understand that those, that's like Ross just said something like that, didn't he? Like, if your people don't support you, then man, they don't really rock with you in the end. You know what I mean?
They really don't. Facts.
So Richie does that, man, and I just felt honored, that I love your guys' podcast. I was on here with Crooked, was on here before. We had Tech on here before, and to know that my guy B Style is over there with y'all. And
shout out to B.
Yeah. Here I was going to interview Richie, man. I really wanted to come on from a perspective of somebody that maybe people don't see all the time in Phoenix, or don't hear about all the time in the music world. That the way that Richie is moving in this industry is what's accelerating this move. It's what's happening, man. It's the way that he moves with, this calculated precision with really well done music, man. They was mixing his album. How long was y'all mixing your album for, Richie? You had been mixing it for months.
Man, yeah, no, I took some time. I mean, you got to understand, I went to Ali from TDE. He's, what I'm saying? He mixed J-Rock's album, SZA's album. I'm big on, just a certain level of quality. You know what I'm saying? To be respected as one of the best, or one of the new, people to try to get your name out there, you got to follow in the likes of some of those people. You know what I mean? I.e., same with like you and Tech. You know what I'm saying? You're learning, you're studying from a GOAT. You know what I mean? So the expectation for you is high. You know what I mean? Same for myself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is kind of crazy how fast me and Ross hit it off, but people see it like, man, like they formed a real honest, organic relationship fast. You know what I mean? And Ross supports, pretty much everything that I'm doing. You know what I mean? And he gives me a lot of guidance and game, to help further, my career.
Yeah, man. And it shows, but it also shows, like I said, I think those people understand people like Ross and Tech, when they take time like that, and you look, they put us in a position where somebody might say, oh, this is the reason why they're there. When in reality, yeah, man, this is exactly the reason why we're sitting here. Because there's something that they see of value in giving their time, space, energy, attention to. You know what I mean? Like when you catch a moment and you can, somebody catches a candid photograph of you and Ross, it's never on some, hey, as fly as you motherfuckers are already. It's never on no, it always looks like a conversation like, hey man, and look what I did this. Or look at this here, man. I remember when this was this. You can see it in the body language.
Absolutely.